What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the report. Welcome back to a random video. The Miami Heat deserve their respect and their flowers, and this is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, comment down below your thoughts, turn on post notifications, and let's just get right into it. We're not going to waste any time because your Miami Heat are on a 7-game winning streak. Half a game behind the second seed in the East. They are rolling, they're going crazy, and they deserve their respect, they deserve their flowers. We're going to be talking about what kind of sparked this run, how they can sustain this run, and all that good stuff. So make sure you guys stick around till the end of the video to leave your comments and thoughts down below. I do want to read all of your thoughts, so get them down below in the comment section so I can, react to them in the next video. But yeah, let's get right into it, man. So listen, the Miami Heat are going crazy right now. They're on a 7-game winning streak. Everything just seems to be going well. Everything is just clicking for them. And we're going to be talking about what makes this team so dangerous and why this team is playing so well. Now, it's not often though the Heat team starts extremely hot at the start of the season. It happened in 2022 when we were the 1 seed. But before that, every year that we had gone to the finals, it had been 5 seed in 2020. Obviously, the year after we didn't go to the finals, we were the 6th seed, and then 2022 was the year where we were the 1 seed, and then last year we were obviously the 8th seed. Now, we don't usually finish that high in the standings, no matter how good our playoff success is. In the regular season, the Miami Heat, usually kind of coast through. We haven't actually, in fact, had a winning streak this long since 2018, which I believe was the year where we went on that extremely big second half of the season surge where we barely missed the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, the Miami Heat are for real. They have a lot of talent on their roster, and they have an extremely deep rotation. We're going to be talking about each and every player, talking about how they fit this team, what moves that can be made. I am a firm believer in the fact that if it's not broke, do not try to change anything drastic, but there are guys out there that could definitely help this team improve. I'm not stupid, and I'm not somebody who just thinks that we're just going to be stagnant like this for the rest of the year. There's obviously going to be ups and downs, and as far as on paper, there is still, I think, improvements that can be made to this roster, but it's a very good thing that we are on this winning streak right now, because I did not expect this to happen. I did not think we were going to win 7 in a row, but clearly something is going right, or a lot of things are going right. We're going to be talking about all of them. So starting off, we're going to start off with the player who's currently on the MVP ladder, the top 10 in MVP voting. The ladder has released. Bam Adebayo is sitting at number 9 right now, and he has been absolutely sensational to start the season. Everything you would ask for from Bam, he has been giving it. The defense has obviously been there. The offense has been there in bunches, not just scoring, but playmaking. He's been a beast on the boards at times. Bam has been doing everything that you would want him to do as somebody who is the franchise player of this team along with Jimmy Butler. He has been everywhere this season, and he has been durable. He's been available. He showed up in every single game, big time, and he's taking that next step into becoming a superstar in this league. His mid-range jumper has been absolutely automatic to start the season. He has not missed that many. Every time I see him take one, I have full confidence that it's going to go in. His defense has been top-notch, as it always has been with him. He should be on the Defensive Player of the Year ladder. I don't know what more Bam has to do. Maybe it's about team defense, but the Miami Heat are top 10 defensively. They might even be top 5, but I know for a fact that they're top 10. So I don't really know what else he has to do to get his respect defensively, but offensively, he is doing his thing. Starting off with Bam, we're going to start off with him because he's been the one who's been the catalyst of this run, in my opinion. Jimmy has come on late and has been playing extremely great basketball. He was the leading scorer in the last 2-3 games, and he's been carrying the load offensively at times for this team. Last night in the third quarter, he was the solo catalyst to an 11-0 run. He scored 11 points by himself straight. He was absolutely torching Royce O'Neal and whoever else the Nets tried to put on him. It was no match, and he just has this mode in him that he can kind of just, when Jimmy comes to play, nobody can stop him, bro. Nobody. And I'm not asking him to do this every single game because, of course, I know he has to save his legs for the playoffs, but we need this Jimmy at least once every 10 games or once every 5 games, because this Jimmy, with the shooting that we saw last night and with Bam playing the way he is, I don't really see any team beating us if Jimmy's playing like this and the shooting is going the way it did last night and Bam is playing the way he's been playing all season. if you factor all that in, and if you factor in a Jimmy Butler who plays like playoff Jimmy in the regular season, I back ourselves against any team, bro. I back ourselves against any team. And listen, bro, the way Jimmy plays last night, you could just clearly see he just had a pep in his step. I even said like Jimmy had his coffee last night because, bro, you could just tell he had his lift. He was blocking shots. Like the way you tell if he has lift or not is how, you know, he's blocking shots or dunking. Like he threw down a crazy dunk, and I was like, bro, he does not do this usually in the regular season. This is usually playoff stuff, but I don't know. I guess he just got into that mode last night, and it just not just last night. Even in Charlotte, he was going crazy. Like he had 32, but last night was even crazier, man. He was blocking shots. He was dunking. He was talking to Dennis Smith. He was everywhere, and he's obviously the alpha of this team. He's the leader of this team, both on the court and off the court, and he leads. Everybody else follows, man. That's just how it has been, and that's how it will be as long as he's on this team, because he is the face of this team, and he is the guy who's going to take us to the promised land, I believe. So that is Jimmy and Bam, the two stars. We're going to talk about them. Obviously, we've got to talk about a couple of other players. Duncan Robinson, I think, has been absolutely phenomenal. You know, he's been shooting the ball a lot better as of late, and he's been knocking down his shots. He just plays a lot more freely. He just has played a lot more freely over the last, few games. Over the season, actually, he's been playing around a lot more freely. I think he even said it, like, there's a huge weight lifted on his shoulders. Like, he's just been playing a lot more freely, a lot more confidently. You see him striking poses after hitting threes. Like, that's how you know his swag is back, and his mojo is back, because he is holding his poses. He's celebrating. He's doing a lot of things, and he's obviously a lot more confident, a lot more free, a lot less pressured this season. I think that's the biggest thing with Duncan. I think it was just the mental. I've never questioned his ability as a shooter. I think a lot of people are like, oh, was his shooting just a fluke in the bubble and all this? No, he is one of the best shooters on the planet, but it's the mental with him. He's a guy who you can see is a confidence player. Sometimes he lacks confidence, and that messes with his shot sometimes. But this season, man, it's not affected him at all, because he's been confident, he's been free, and I think that's very, very good to see. The fact that he's been playing I don't really care if he misses shots, as long as he shoots them, and if he shoots at a good amount, shoots good shots, that's all I care about. And he's been shooting really good shots. He's been making a lot of them against the Spurs. He was playing uncharacteristically, taking guys off the dribble. He's been doing that all season, not just against the Spurs, and that's been a revelation to me. The fact that he's taking guys off the dribble and doing floaters and reverse layups like he did last night, like, he's playing extremely well. So shout out to Duncan. Another guy we got to talk about, Kyle Lowry, man. Kyle Lowry's been on and off as far as offensively, but defensively, he's always been there. He's always going to be there. That's his thing. And as a leader, man, you can never question Kyle's leadership, his mentorship. Now, people talk about his contract. I agree, like, he shouldn't be, getting paid what he's been getting paid, but it's whatever. You can't do anything about it at the end of the day. I'm not sure if he's going to be on this team come trade deadline, because he's on an expiring. We could use that to get better, but as somebody who's on this team right now, I got to give him his props, because he has been a part of the reason why we've been winning games. He's been shooting the ball well against Memphis. He was one of the big reasons we won that game. He had 17. He almost had a triple-double in that game. And, as much as you might have your concerns about him offensively, his defense has been there. It has been there. So, shout out to Kyle. I think Kyle's been, playing well. He's been playing steady. He's just been steady, man. He hasn't made too many mistakes, and you love to see that out of your starting point guard. You got to talk about the two glue guys next that I think deserve a lot of respect and love. Highsmith and Jaquez. Both of them have been incredible. Highsmith starting, he's been taking a lot of the key defensive matchups and assignments, and you can see the amount of respect that Spo and the amount of trust that Spo has for him, man. He's been guarding Trae Young, he's been guarding LeBron, he's been guarding a lot of these top guys, and listen, you can already tell what a great defender he is. The offense, the shot is the only thing that's like, it's a little on and off, but I can see the mechanics have improved a lot. It's a lot more consistent than it was last year. I think he can still get better, but it's a lot better than it was last season, because last season it was like his shot wasn't falling at all, but his defense was there. So this season his shot is falling, and he's able to play in transition. He's able to get steals and deflection. He's able to play in transition and get fast break points off of turnovers that the Heat force. And he's just been playing winning basketball, and he's been a very, very big part. I mean, there's no coincidence that we're 7-0 since he's been in the starting lineup. So you got to give him his huge props to Highsmith, man. Since he's been in the starting lineup, this team has started to win games. He's not the only reason, but he is a very big reason as to why this team has started to win games. Jaime Jaquez, man, he does not play like a rookie. I don't really know what else to say about this kid because he just impresses me more each and every day. Like, he just plays so confidently. The team trusts him. He plays in the fourth quarter. He closes out games for this team. Bro, he just plays so much older than what he actually is. And you got to give him his love for that, his respect for that, his love for that, everything, bro. Because, you know, at college, I always knew he was good. And I didn't know it was going to be this quick that he was going to adjust, though, because it takes usually some time, and he's an older rookie, so I knew it was going to take a little bit of lesser time, but he came in from day one ready, and that is something you got to definitely admire about this kid because he has no fear. He plays tough. He plays hard. He plays smart. He knows his role. He doesn't play out of it, and that's why the Heat love him so much, and that's why he's going to be a cornerstone of this team for years to come because he is a Miami Heat basketball player to the T. The way he carries himself off the court as well, like, he has that little that swag, that confidence. You know, obviously, you know, being a 4-year player, he's very, you know, he's somebody who knows what his strengths and weaknesses are. He doesn't try to play out of them too much, and he's been playing extremely good basketball. And I've been super impressed with this game. I think he's, you know, especially when you see a rookie closing out fourth quarters for this team on a winning streak. He's been playing almost. I think he's played the most fourth quarter minutes on the team besides probably Bam and Jimmy. So you got to give him his love for that. Jaquez has been extremely good. Kevin Love off the bench has been good. You know, he's taken that backup center spot, and he's played really well, man. I like Thomas Bryant, but I definitely do trust Kevin Love more at that backup 5 spot, and he's embraced that role after losing his starting spot. He could have just put his head down and just pouted, but listen, he came to work. He was still, you know, a very big leader of this team. A lot of people talk about what a big presence he is in the locker room as well. He came in and accepted his backup center role and is playing extremely good basketball, knocking his shots down and cleaning the glass. And I think his defense has been all right. And then Josh Richardson, you know, has been on and off with his shooting, but has had games at times where he's closed out against the Spurs, man. He closed that game out for us. Hit a 3, hit a mid-range jumper, did a lot of different things for this team that you really have to love because that's Rook too. He's been here, you know, ingrained in the system for a long time now, and you gotta love his development. Now, obviously, I would love to see his shot falling a little more, but everything else has been going well for him, and he's been playing extremely good basketball. So I'm loving what Josh Richardson is doing. I think he's playing very well, and you got to give him his props. I'm not sure if I'm missing anybody. I hope I'm not. Drew Smith has been steady as well off the bench in the minutes that he's been playing. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anybody. Oh, Caleb came back. And looked good. I think you know, he only played 12 minutes, but he fit in like a glove. And you know, he's obviously gonna get better and better as the injury wears off, and he's gonna play a lot more. But I'm a huge fan of how he's been playing, and he's going to be a big piece for us this season. Caleb is a very good player. He's somebody who arguably should have won Finals MVP last year. So he's no scrub. He's a hooper, and he's definitely going to be a big part of why we're good this season because of, you know, how well he can play and what he can do and what he can bring to this team. I think that might be it as far as guys who have played. Now, obviously, Hero, we got to make sure he rests up and heals up. That's 26 points per game that we're missing right there. But listen, when he comes back, it's going to be really nice. And as far as guys who can be an addition to this team, people are talking about Zach LaVine. I like Zach LaVine. I also love Alex Caruso. I think Alex Caruso would fit like a glove on this team, especially guard depth. We don't really have too many point guards on this roster. Alex Caruso is not like a floor general, but he's a point guard, and he's probably the best defensive point guard in the NBA apart from Drew Holiday and Marcus Smart. So listen, Caruso is a stud, and I think Caruso would definitely fit really well next to this team defensively. And I actually would like Caruso over LaVine because LaVine is good and LaVine brings the scoring, and we definitely have struggled at times to score in the half court, but Caruso will cost a lot less and will not be a big of an adjustment as LaVine is to fit into this team. LaVine, you're adding a 25 to 30 point per game scorer into this team already with Hero coming back, and you're going to do the same thing if you trade for LaVine. It's going to be a big adjustment, and I mean, you're seeing it with the Clippers right now. It's not all these big moves pay off. You know, maybe it's the small moves like the Carusos of the world and whoever else that we can get. I like Caruso a lot. I like the fit of Caruso a ton, especially because he's going to be cheaper than LaVine. So if there's any moves that we can make, I would go for Caruso. I think Jeremy Grant. I've been talking about Jeremy Grant on this channel for a while now. He's been hooping for Portland. Now, Portland is going to be tough to deal with because, bro, don't even get me started on Joe Cronin. But Jeremy Grant obviously is not somebody who fits their timeline. You know, he is older and he's on a big contract. So, you know, Portland gave it to him just in hopes that Dame would stay. But obviously, he does not fit their team and does not fit their timeline. He's been hooping, and he's going to be he could be a very big addition to this team if he was acquired. So I would like Jeremy Grant on this team. I would like Alex Caruso on this team. Anybody else like that I'm really, you know, seeing in trade rumors. I'm not really too sure about if there's anybody else, but those two in particular I would love. Maybe even like a Harrison Barnes, who's been hooping for Sacramento. Those are like I would work around those. You know, LaVine. You know, I did say in the last video that, you know, we should look into LaVine, but I think more than LaVine, these three guys that I mentioned should be the priority. You know, because they don't cost as much and they're not going to be as big of pieces to integrate as LaVine would be into this team, especially with Tyler coming back. So that's going to be the end of the video. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts and your questions, your comments, your concerns, your positive takeaways, anything like that, man. Just make sure you guys get those down in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing all your thoughts. The Heat do definitely deserve their respect, and I hope the national media, or actually let them sleep, man. I don't really care about the national media, but I hope fans start to see that this team can really make another run in the playoffs if they stay healthy, if they play how they've been playing, and if they just, you know, keep grinding and keep winning games, because they're a very talented team on paper. And I do think on paper they're a better team than they were last year, and they still have, I believe, a move or two in them at the deadline. So I guess we'll have to just wait and see what the ceiling of this team is. But as for now, they do definitely deserve their respect, and we're going to wrap it up there. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'll see you out later as always. Peace.